We're in a real unique situation here in Kenora because this is one of 17 vehicular bridges and a couple other walking bridges.
We are the connection to Lake of the Woods and the 14,522 islands.
Kenora District Hospital, as well as the medical clinics here, serve large surrounding communities. So there's the Kenora area residents, as well as 9 local First Nations communities. Because the hospital and the medical clinic here are located on a cluster of islands, the bridge can be the life link for people who are having a stroke or a heart attack and need to get here quickly.
And it's absolutely essential for our business. We opened the business in 1994. And we temporarily shut it down in 2008, but we're planning on reopening and expanding this fall to double our production. We're going to hire 110 people at the Kenora Sawmill. Then we'll have to have additional people working in harvesting operations and in transporting lumber, chips, bark, and sawdust, and that will amount to about 190 people in total. We'll produce approximately 125 million board feet of lumber. All of our wood comes over that bridge. At peak times 80 trucks a day, and on the average 40 trucks a day. If it wasn't there, then we'd have to come around the bypass, which would be considerably more costly for us.
Our bypass is a single lane highway, so if there's an accident, that means the bypass closes and all of that traffic gets routed through Kenora. If you want to go through northwestern Ontario and cross Canada, you have to go through that bridge when the bypass is closed. Having safe, reliable, and inviting infrastructure is so critical to Kenora's experience as being a premier destination for visitors.
In the summer months, our population doubles from about 15,000 to 30,000 with the summer residents who live on the lake.
Because of the Winnipeggers coming from the west, and they're going to come in across this bridge on a Friday night. They'll be backed all the way up right through the former town of Keewatin because of the amount of traffic.
And having that infrastructure that we can get to our local businesses is such a vital component of making sure we keep our local economy strong. The cost to rehabilitate the Winnipeg River West Branch Bridge was about $4.8 million. As you can imagine, these structures are such significant expense. The cost for replacing that bridge would be in the tens of millions of dollars.
And having 16 more bridges like this, some bigger, some smaller, without the gas tax funding, it would be impossible to do it. The bridges would basically deteriorate and fall apart.
Many of them are multi-million-dollar structures. So the burden of maintaining those bridges is really something more than the taxpayer can reasonably bear.
We take in about 24 million a year in municipal taxes, and we're taxed very high up here because of the terrain to start with. So without the gas tax, we couldn't have done this bridge.
The funds administered by the Association of Municipalities of Ontario, it's the only stable funding source that municipalities have where we really have options on where the money gets spent. And I know some of the areas are things like water and sewer infrastructure, roads and bridges and sidewalks is another opportunity, as well as things related to asset management. Well, in Ontario, the gas tax is an allocation on a per capita basis, so every municipality is guaranteed to receive on an annual allocation a portion of the gas tax to use towards local projects. The other thing that's nice about the fund is you can save up the money in it for 5 years, and that's something that the city had to do the Winnipeg River West Branch Bridge.
Having good, reliable, safe infrastructure is extremely important for people to access emergency services.
Critical to our mill and critical to our employees as well.
Tourism is our #1 industry. If they didn't have this, it would have a huge impact on the businesses downtown. You'd cut this avenue of people getting into Kenora, so it's absolutely imperative that we have this bridge.